Boy out here, man. Looking like Trunks on this joint, man. You remember Trunks from not the original Trunks with the bob. Remember when he came out of the hyperbolic time chamber after training with Vegeta? He came out with them long joints. Yo, I think I got a little bit of that going, you know. Y'all let me know in the comments. What up, y'all? It's your man Wayne Train, back with another joint. New iPhones are among us, and it's one of those times of the years now. You know, it's Apple season now. Your boy had to go ahead and upgrade from the 12 mini. I never tried a Pro Max, so this year we stepping into the big leagues. We going with the iPhone 13 Pro Max this year, and I'm gonna give y'all 13 reasons why this joint got me hyped. So let's get it. Number one, screen size. I mean, ain't really much to be said. Coming from the 12 mini to the 13 Pro Max, stepping up to that 6.7 inch screen. Coming from the little 5.4 inch 12 mini, you know, I'm gonna enjoy that large screen. I understand Apple doesn't do a large screen very well, but you know, that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that another day. I'm gonna be loving this 12 Pro or 13 Pro Max screen, so give me all of that screen real estate. Next, it's new. Not much to be said. Now, I've been wrestling with this. Number three, the color. Now, I had the white 12 mini last year, but like, you know, Apple does, they always just give you the more fun, poppy, more vibrant colors in their standard line, and then give you more muted, you know, less vibrant colors in the Pro line, which is actually up my alley. I don't really like super bright colors like that. Whatever. All right, that's different. That's different. All right.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Aside from that thing, I, for the most part, don't like super bright colors. And especially when it comes to my phones, I just like to keep it muted and keep it moving. But this year I'm gonna go stick to my roots and just stick with the white joint. I think the white one is really nice. All of the colors are pretty cool. I'm not really feeling a Sierra blue in the way that everybody else is, but you know, it is what it is. The silver is gonna be really nice. I like the frosted back on the Pro models, so I can't wait for that. Now getting into some of these camera features, let's talk about number 4, Pro RAW. Now, I understand last year, this is an old feature introduced on the 12 models last year, but what you may not know is Pro RAW, while it was introduced on the 12 models last year, it was only introduced on the Pro models, in which I did not have, only had the 12 mini. So I did not get to experience Pro RAW the way everybody else did. So this year I'm looking forward to that, being able to get all that information and be able to edit and have fun with taking some really good high quality photos. I can't wait for that in the 13. Number 5, larger sensor, overall better photos. I'm looking forward to all that. You know, typically larger sensor usually equals a little bit better on the low light photos, and I don't really take a lot of low light stuff, but you know, just having that is gonna feel pretty cool. Who ain't for just better overall image quality? So let's get it. Number 6, macro photo. Now, something you may not know, I actually do really like macro photos. I like macro photography for the most part, and it's not something that I do regularly or anything, but I like looking at, you know, up close photos and just that quality and being able to really dig in and see something so close without any, you know, distortions or anything like that. I'm gonna be pretty excited. I hope that macro photo on the iPhone is done really well, but it's a feature that I'm really looking forward to. Along with that, number 7, macro video. So not only can I shoot close-up shots, I can also get close-up video in the same way. So that's gonna be pretty dope. I really can't wait for that. Like, it's gonna be pretty nice to be able to implement some of that stuff into content in some way, shape, or form. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, number 8 probably is the number 1 reason why I'm getting this phone anyway, is since I'm coming from the 12 mini, we already know the history of the battery life in the 12 mini. It's pretty bad. It's trash. I'll just leave it out there. It's trash. I wanted to defend it as much as I can, but I can't. I really fell victim to the battery life being terrible when I was on vacation, and I tried my best to use this phone as a standalone, and it just was not happening. Even with the battery pack, which it's also trash. You know, you just gotta use it a certain way, and I don't want to defend it. Well, I'm not gonna defend it. It's trash, and it didn't help me at all. So the 12 mini battery life, you know, I could not go on vacation with it as a lone device. You gotta have that as a secondary or something backup. And it just, every time I wanted to take a photo with it, when I didn't feel like pulling out the mirrorless camera, it just was always like close to dying or already dying from using GPS and doing different things with the phone for a few hours. It just was not able to keep up. So hopefully the 13 Pro Max on paper looks like it should be basically double the battery life of last year's 12 mini. So if I can get that, that's going to be amazing. So I can't wait for it. Number 9, 120 hertz ProMotion. You know, I've been using it on Android phones for a little while. 90 hertz, 120 hertz. It's all really nice. And I've had, you know, we've had ProMotion on the iPads for a little while as well. So, you know, I'm not, you know, it's not really a make it or break it feature for me. It never really has, only because Apple does have a really good high quality display in terms of just the smoothness and overall visibility of, you know, animations and all that stuff. So I never really had an issue with iPhone displays as far as it being 60 hertz or anything, but it really just has me curious, like, okay, you're gonna have 120 hertz ProMotion on this thing, how good can it really be? And again, another reason just to be hyped. Like, if this thing could just be just as smooth as butter all the time, like, whoo, I can't wait. Another area that I'm upgrading massively, number 10, is the storage. Now, I typically live around 128, 256 gigabytes of storage, and I usually never really touch that. Depending on, you know, the day, I'll be taking a lot of video. If I ever take video on my phone for content or anything, or making videos for the channel, that's usually when I start to get close to that maxing out my storage. But that's something I really want to do this time around more, is make videos from the phone to give you guys a better view of what some of these phones can do. Not only the iPhone, but it will be probably the main content producer as far as you know, making videos goes. But this will be an experiment. I really want to have that. So I went with the big boy, 1 terabyte of storage. It's the first time I've done it, so I'm pretty excited about that. Just having a completely maxed out iPhone, like, that's pretty dope. Let's get into number 11. All the camera features for this iPhone 13 Pro Max and Pro model. So we're talking about ProRes, cinematic mode, and those two in particular are the highlights, and I'm really excited about using them, which is why I ended up going with the 1 terabyte version, just to be able to store all that stuff, because I know ProRes footage is going to be large. I know ProRAW footage is going to be large. I know cinematic footage is going to be large. All that stuff is going to go into the storage, and I may run out even with the terabyte. And I felt like I just had to go ahead and get that 1 terabyte for that reason. But all in all, man, I'm really excited about getting into this camera and using it in a whole different way. And anybody who's in the market for a Pro model iPhone, I encourage you to do the same. Like, don't just go out and get a Pro model just because it's the best or whatever, for whatever reason. A lot of people get these Pro model phones and don't use any of the Pro features. That really makes no sense, because Apple does really well with allowing users to still benefit from the power of iOS and the chip and everything that they put in these phones, even in the lesser models, for a lot cheaper. So it makes no sense to get a 13 Pro if you're not going to actually use some of the Pro features, and that includes myself. So I really hope and plan on just really utilizing this phone in a different way and trying it out and going in with it. So ProRes, cinematic, you know, if you watched the keynote, you already know what's up. If not, I will go check that keynote out. It was pretty nice. And yes, number 11. Number 12, increasing my workflow is something that I really want to do. This is all about, you know, the channel and the growth and all that stuff that I want to put into being a better content creator. And I think the iPhone could probably help me do that. You know, I know most people want to say you should shoot with a actual mirrorless camera or something more high end to do that, but honestly, I don't believe that's the case. I think that the iPhone, or any phone for that matter, can really get it done, but the iPhone in particular, being able to have all these different pro features, all of the storage, all this packed into such a, you know, amazing hardware of a device, like, I can't wait. Hopefully it really does increase my workflow, being able to edit on the go and do all that kind of stuff, so I can't wait for that. Lastly, number 13, overall value. Now this all basically ties in everything that I said, and just when I was at checkout, you know, picking out my model and piecing everything together, the total amount before taxes was around $1,500 or $1,600. Now I know you're saying that's really expensive for a phone, all of that, I get it, but think about this: where you're gonna find a terabyte phone, where you're gonna find all these different pro features in the camera, where you're gonna find, you know, high quality display, amazing build quality, IP68 water, all this stuff that I didn't even mention. You know, all the features that comes with an iPhone on the hardware front, along with the software being updated for years to come, all of that goes into the value of this phone. So $1,600, while might seem like a lot up front, in the long run probably isn't that much, especially considering a terabyte of storage. There is no terabyte storage options on Android phones to be found ever, and there probably will be down the line, but you know, Apple did really well by giving the blueprint. So now I expect other companies to do implement, you know, terabyte storage in their phones, and they're probably going to be competitive and do it a little bit cheaper. And then all of a sudden now Apple's the bad guy. You see how that works? So Apple, when they are being trendsetters, we got to give them credit for being trendsetters. So here we are, 1 terabyte storage on a phone, first time that I've seen it. And you guys let me know in the comments if there's another phone that does feature that. I'll hit you up. I'll let you know I was wrong. I apologize. But anyway, man, that's my reasons that this phone has got me hyped. I meant to preface that in the beginning. If you made it this far, listen up. This is just what I want. This is just the stuff that's gonna have me hyped. If any of these reasons in this video makes you hype, hit me up in the comments below. We could talk about it. We could chop it up. And if you made it this far, especially, I would definitely appreciate if you hit that subscribe button, that like button, share, whatever you got to do. We just talking over here. We just chilling. This is how we get down over here on my channel. So anyway, man, it's your man Wayne Train. I'm out.